Yo, what's going on, guys? GZTV back with another video. And yes, we have returned. We have Better Call Saul. We're going to finish out the series. I had to go back and rewatch Breaking Bad and El Camino, but we're here. I just wanted to watch the storyline in order kind of unfold. And these last 4 episodes are going to be like the late life of Saul Goodman, as Gene Takovic. So it's going to be interesting to see how his life kind of wraps up here, how his story kind of ends. Yeah, I'm really excited for it. This is phase 1, I guess. So yeah, let's just get into the plot and the critical reception. I don't expect these videos to be that long. It's a pretty concise plot line. Nothing crazy happens here, In Omaha, Nebraska, in 2010, the motorized chair of an elderly woman named Marion gets stuck in the snow. Jimmy McGill, under the guise of Gene Takovic, appears and offers his assistance, stealthily snipping the chair's power cables and subsequently offering to push her to her home. He pretty much wants to just hang out with her because he's lonely. He doesn't have anyone to love, anything like that. He befriends her with stories of Nippy, his supposedly missing dog, which is who they kind of bonded over in the beginning because he was posting posters of the dog when she got stuck. But it's fake, obviously. Marion is revealed to be the mother of Jeff, the cab driver who recognized Gene as Saul Goodman. I think that happened in the last episode, I don't remember. Jeff arrives home and questions Gene's motives. Gene offers Jeff a last chance to enter the game by burglaring a department store in the mall where Gene works in exchange for Jeff's silence about Gene's true identity. So, yeah, he's trying to offer him a job in the game, I guess you could say. Gene returns home, puts on the pinky ring inherited from Marco, and begins to prepare. Over several days, Gene befriends mall security guard Frank by bringing him Cinnabon rules and talking about Nebraska Cornhuskers football, tracking how long it takes for Frank to eat while sitting with his back to the security camera monitors to kind of monitor the area and see how they're going to carry out their plan. It's one of those cons. I mean, even as Gene Takovic, did you guys really think that Saul Goodman, Jimmy McGill, was going to give up his old ways? No, he is still deep down Saul Goodman. And he never wants to give that up. Any easy dollar he can make, he's gonna profit off of it. So yeah, I mean, the show must go on. That's the point of the show. All these cons. It's interesting to see what, in this case, Gene Takovic would do. How far he would go to make money. He then recreates the layout of the department store in a field and choreographs an efficient way for Jeff to maximize his takings. It was I don't remember how the song went. They sang a song Memorize It, and he's going through the mall. He's going through this field and this it's an obstacle course. And he's you gotta take 3 at a time, On the night of the burglary, he has Jeff's friend Buddy deliver a box containing Jeff to the loading dock to get Jeff into the mall after hours and to hide the loot afterwards. He kind of realized, as you're carrying out this plan, you got to figure out a way to actually get in the mall after hours because they lock the doors, of course. It would be too easy if they just left the doors open. Unless, of course, he, snuck into the mall and, hid somewhere in after hours, but he would have been caught, by somebody. They hide the loot after he puts all the stuff he steals in the box and they carry it back. During the burglary, Jeff accidentally falls on a slippery floor, disrupting the timing of the scheme, but Gene fiends a depressive episode to divert Frank's attention. So Frank, it's kind of funny, man. It's a funny plot device. Frank is just about to turn and look at the screen and see this guy laying on the ground with a bunch of clothes by the side. Obviously, that would look like a burglary. But then Gene's oh, I'm so lonely. He starts crying and stuff, and Frank immediately diverts his attention back to Gene and talks him over, gives him this counseling talk. The burglary succeeds, and Jeff hides in the bathroom overnight, then leaves the store when it opens in the morning. See, again, you probably could have did that by just, like, shopping in the store before closing hours and just hiding in the bathroom, but maybe that would have ruined their plan. As they relish their success, Gene warns that if Jeff reveals Gene's true identity, Gene will report the burglary as a form of mutual assured destruction, and makes Jeff promise never to cross paths with him again. They want to be associated with each other again, because they are pretty much associated in this criminal scheme. If he goes down, everyone else goes down. When Gene returns to the mall, he finds a Saul Goodman-style dress shirt in the department store, but leaves without purchasing it. Leaving his former self behind. It's kind of like a cool symbolism they add at the end of the episode. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the story. Obviously Bob Odenkirk's the only regular character from Better Call Saul to appear in the episode. Great performance. This episode signals kind of the shift in the show. It's very interesting. This was a pretty good episode. 90%, 10 reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, 9.5 out of 10. The writing was great. The directing was great for this episode. Bob Odenkirk's acting was awesome. It's Gene Takovic. In the scene where he feigns a breakdown, he has to fake it. That was awesome. If I had to describe the episode, it's kind of like an unpredictable epilogue to Better Call Saul that brings emotional color, thrills, and fun. It was a reminder that the series did not need high stakes to be entertaining. I like the humor and watching the heist play out on screen. Even though the tone is more somber, it's still great fun. It's a brilliant and wholly unexpected standalone episode to this show. It doesn't really connect with the story at all. It's just kind of like another instance of Better Call Saul pulling off a con, pretty much. It's a bottle episode that I believe would set the stage for the rest of the season. Yeah, you could say this is a bottle episode, but I just see it as like the show just completely switching gears and going from Better Call Saul, kind of what they did with Jimmy McGill to Saul Goodman. Now we're going from Saul Goodman to Gene Takovic here. Some people didn't like the episode. Some people were confused over the recasting of Jeff. It felt low stakes and a bit broad. The casting was sort of jarring. It had been over 2 years since the character of Jeff had first appeared, so people were kind of confused by it. Some people called it the first genuinely bad episode of Better Call Saul. The episode tried to achieve some sort of triumph for Saul, but fails to stick the landing, losing all momentum in the process. But I think it's one of the better TV episodes that probably came out last year. I don't really have much to say about it. I actually enjoyed it. Some people probably... Obviously, it's going to have its critics, or else it's not a good... You're not really a good TV show if... I don't know. If you don't have any critics, you're not really that controversial of a TV show, and you probably don't really deserve that much attention, but... Yeah, Better Call Saul, this is a damn good episode. I'm excited to see what happens with Gene Takovic in the last 3 episodes of this thing. It's going to be really exciting. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, do all that stuff. I'm going to try to give you guys the Don Tolliver video by Thursday night. That's the hope. Just haven't been that motivated. I've been kind of sick and kind of fatigued. I've still been able to go to class and all that stuff, but later tonight, of course, NBA recap. NBA is in full swing. We're getting to the home stretch of the season, so you don't want to miss